Hi guys, how's it all going? So we've got Lewis Gregory here. So I think what we'll do is if you just want to just pop in the chat that you want to ask a question, and I'll just come to you one by one. We are recording this, so we can ping out something afterwards. But yeah, we'll get cracking if you like. Sorry for the slight delay. We had a few traffic issues with the buses. So great. Anyone want to kick us off? Just pop something in the chat, thumbs up or something like that, or hands. We'll get cracking.
I'm happy to start, Ben, if that's all right.
Yeah, crack on, Matt.
Sweet. Hi, Lewis. How you doing?
All good, thanks. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. So I guess impressive win in the quarters, and you've been pretty good throughout this competition. Is it sort of easy to separate the two formats given the disappointment of the past couple of weeks in the championship?
Yeah, we obviously 3 weeks ago had a fantastic night, obviously against Lancs at home, in front of a full crowd, which I think was the first time in 2 years there. So obviously that was amazing, and like you said, it's been a pretty disappointing last 3 weeks with the Champo stuff. But I think the T20 and obviously finals day, it gives guys obviously that little bit of a buzz and a refreshment of some white ball cricket, and everyone's really excited to get going tomorrow in front of a full house.
I guess one of the sort of keys to your success in the Blast this year has been that young batting lineup. You know, guys like Banton, Naval, Smeed, Lammonby at various different points. I guess how exciting is it to have those guys on your side, and how would that batting lineup compare to some of the ones you'd played with early on in your T20 career when there was a sort of all-star side down at Somerset?
Yeah, I think they've obviously been fantastic this year. We've done things really well with both bat and ball at the right times, and we've been pretty clinical throughout. And obviously that's why we're here tomorrow. And they're obviously got a lot of youth, and they've got a lot of sort of exuberance and a lot of power. A lot of them have grown up playing T20 cricket, so obviously they've grown up playing all these shots, the scoops, and they're used to hitting out of the park. And I think obviously they're all very young, but it's the similar type of batting lineup that we had when I first started, albeit they were a little bit more experienced and a fraction on the older side. But it's that same sort of power and ability to clear the ropes. And we've seen it throughout this year.
In terms of the day itself, obviously up in Edgbaston, we saw a lot of very high scoring games there in the 100. I guess that's probably something that should suit you guys given the pitches that you play your home games on.
Yeah, absolutely. We obviously had a look at the wickets then. It looks a pretty good surface, and obviously having first use of that in the first game will be pretty nice to play on for us. And it's one of them. I think it's a great day out. It's a great day to be involved in, and hopefully all the guys will be able to embrace that and just go out and play and enjoy themselves and hopefully show their best cricket.
As for you personally, you've sort of not actually batted much, I don't think, in the Blast this season, but maybe would have liked to contribute a little bit more than you have. Is that a sort of fair assessment on your season? And do you have any reflections on sort of missing out on that World Cup squad as well? Might have been a bit of a disappointment having been involved this summer.
Absolutely. Like you say, I've not actually batted a huge amount this year in the Blast, and obviously disappointed with the returns that I have had, but hopefully I'll make up for it if I've saved them all for tomorrow. Will be quite nice, and two good games tomorrow hopefully, and lift that trophy. It will make it worthwhile. But and obviously with the England stuff's disappointing. Obviously I'm not going to be fully fit for the World Cup either, so I'm not bowling at the moment. So it was kind of expected, but it's disappointing not to sort of be fit and be able to throw my sort of name in the hat. But it's obviously a very, very strong English white ball team going out to the World Cup, and I'm sure they'll go out there and dominate the sort of white ball scene like they have done for the last 4 or 5 years.
So I take it you're playing as a batter tomorrow. What's the sort of long-term diagnosis? Are you any idea when you might be back bowling again?
So I've got a partial stress fracture. So we're going to rescan it sort of November time, and hopefully, if everything goes well, should be good for January.
Okay, nice one. So does that affect any plans over the winter in terms of franchise stuff or TBC?
It has done. It has done. So it's put a few things on the back burner, but it's a good opportunity for me to spend some time at home with friends and family, and sort of give myself 2-3 months, to get the body in really good physical condition that I've not really had the chance to do over the last 4 or 5 years. So yeah, it'll be nice to be home for a couple months and yeah, get a few things sorted.
And just last one from me, I wanted to ask about Max Waller. Maybe not his best season with the ball in the Blast, but I was a bit of a surprise, I thought, to see him left out the quarterfinal team. Could you just sort of assess his season and tell us what his prospects are of playing tomorrow?
Yeah, I think Maxi's obviously he's done okay without being sort of the traditional Max Waller that we've known for 10 years or so, however long he's been playing. But yeah, he's obviously around and he's in consideration for being picked. Obviously, I think obviously the longer the day goes on, and if we get into the final, I think traditionally the wicket does tend to spin a little bit more. So obviously that brings in another spinner into selection. But yeah, we'll come in tomorrow morning and have a look at the wicket again. I think they're out rolling it again now, so we'll come in, have a look, and kind of pick an 11 from there.
Beautiful. Thanks very much, Lewis.
Charles.
Thanks, Matt. Do you want to go, Ollie?
Hi, Lewis. Glad your bus finally made it okay.
Yeah, no, we've been here. We're waiting on Hampshire, to be fair, but yeah, we're all good.
Just one from me, really, on the bowlers. I mean, you mentioned the spinners there, but there's an incredible array of death bowling talent on show tomorrow. Just wondered in relation to your side, how you feel that's stacked up this season and how it's progressed as the season's gone on. Yeah,
I think obviously for us at Taunton, you have to execute at the death, otherwise you can disappear on obviously a good surface and a small playing field. And I think the addition of Marchant de Lange this year has been huge for us. He's closed out games and closed out innings with the ball brilliantly. And we've made a sort of a conscious decision this year to spend a lot more time on our death bowling as a group of bowlers. And I think we've seen the sort of the fruits from that this year. I think we've been pretty clinical at the death, and yeah, fingers crossed that we can continue that from what we've shown in the group stages into tomorrow.
Great, thanks very much. Good luck tomorrow.
Cheers, thank you.
Thanks, Ollie. Lewis, do you want to go next, mate?
Yeah, nice name you've got there, Lewis.
Likewise.
Cheers, mate. No, I just wanted to ask you about the fans. We saw how important they were to you guys in Taunton in the quarterfinal. So are you looking forward to seeing a lot of Somerset fans at Edgbaston?
Yeah, absolutely. I think as a player, this is the day that you want to be involved in. It's obviously a great day out in front of 20-odd thousand people, and we're obviously supported unbelievably well back home, and there are a lot of people that have managed to get hold of tickets to come tomorrow, and hopefully we can put on a show for them. But yeah, we're unbelievably well supported. We're unbelievably thankful of that, and hopefully we can hopefully bring a trophy home for them to show for.
Yeah, cheers. I think everything else has been covered. I just wanted to ask that. So thank you.
Perfect.
Legend. Thank you, Lewis. And we'll come to Steve Tancock next. How you doing, Steve?
Hi, Ben. Hi, Lewis.
Hiya.
Couple of quick questions from me. First of all, what's the mood been like in the side this week since Tuesday? You've obviously sort of, it's your side now rather than TA's. Have you noticed any ups, downs that are different from earlier in the season?
I mean, obviously it's been pretty disappointing. Guys are pretty down on the performances that they've put in over the last few weeks. Obviously we've been accustomed to winning a lot of games in 4-day cricket over the last 4 or 5 years, and obviously the run that we've had the last few weeks has been bitterly disappointing, and guys have obviously been down. But like I said, I think the switch to T20 and that mindset can obviously bring a lot of fun and excitement, and a day like tomorrow, if you can't get up and be excited about it, you're probably in the wrong business. And the guys have been brilliant the last couple of days in training for tomorrow, and I fully expect guys to be up and raring to go.
Sard said in his post-match on Tuesday that he thought some players had found it hard to switch back from the white ball block, the T20 stroke the 100, into red ball cricket. obviously frustrating for you because you had to sit and watch the last 3 games and haven't had that switch. And there's several of the squad that haven't played in the red ball. How hard, for me, who played cricket years and years ago, nowhere near your standard, it always seems really difficult to have played a Champo game on a Tuesday, Wednesday, and then be playing a T20 on Saturday. How do you actually cope with that as a squad? Do you sort of have tailored range hitting practice and different skills, or is it just tiny tinkerings a day or two up to the game?
Yeah, so it's obviously really difficult to switch. I mean, obviously the tempo of the games are in polar opposites, to be fair, and it's not an excuse because every team are in the same position really. We've been below par for the last few weeks, and obviously I don't think it's helped. Obviously missing sort of a lot of our obviously main bowlers and all rounders, which obviously has not been easy. And obviously having to rely on some youngsters that haven't played a huge amount of cricket, and but again, that's no excuse. Like you said, it's obviously difficult to switch, but guys are professional cricketers. They have to do that. They know that that's the schedule, and that happens year in, year out. So I don't think that can be used as an excuse. But again, equally, I think the amount of cricket that is played in the county season, it's difficult to switch because you don't have that period to be able to go out and practice. Like you said, you finish on a Wednesday, 4-day game on a Wednesday, and you then follow up 2 days later into a T20. It's very difficult to have the time to get in and prep for that specific format. You kind of sort of in your warm-ups for red ball, you're squeezing in some white ball hits and some white ball practice, and it can at times feel very rushed. But obviously that's no excuse. Guys are used to swapping between formats. They've been doing it for their whole careers, so I don't think that can be used as an excuse personally.
Last question for me. I'm going to be cheeky and use a Ben quiz question from earlier in the week back to you. Do you know when the last time you batted for Somerset first team was? Can you remember your last innings?
It's funny because Ben told me about about half an hour ago. So we believe it's Essex T20 away at Essex, which was
mid-May, I think.
A long time ago. Well, fingers crossed. I've been saving up the runs for the last few months for tomorrow.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, thank you, mate. Go well tomorrow, and hopefully we can get you back on here celebrating afterwards.
Fingers crossed. Thanks very much.
Awesome, cool. Any more questions for Lewis or at all? No, I think we're all good. Cool. Thank you, everyone, for joining, and we'll look forward to catching up with you all over the course of the next few weeks. Cool. Cheers all.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Lewis.
Cheers, everyone. Thank you.
Cheers.